Hello everyone. Now we have to start with the next concept, class variables and object variables. Before going to start with this concept, I want to revise the last program of the previous video. The program was about the init method. Already I told you init is the one of the greatest feature of Python language, which is get invoked, or that method will get called automatically when we create the object of our class. So if you observe this program, in this program there is a ABC class, and for that ABC class the method is in that ABC class there is a init method, and outside that class ABC I have created the object obj by passing one parameter 10. So once we create the object of our class, it will get automatically called. Okay, that init method will get called automatically. So as soon as I create the object, so init method will get start for the execution. Now during the object creation I have passed one parameter 10. That 10 will get catched by this val variable, which is the first variable immediate after the self. Self is the one of the variable which is the reference to the object. It is compulsory when you are going to take any method inside class, the self parameter or self argument is compulsory, which you have to take at the first position inside method, inside brackets of that particular method, and it always refers to the current object of your class. And immediate after that there is one another normal argument or normal parameter which will catch the value which is passed by the object creation line. So the object, during object creation I have passed this 10, so val becomes, or val will get catch that particular 10 constant, val become 10. Inside init the print line will print in class method string as it is. You can see the output here. Okay, now the second line is self dot val is equal to val. The value of val is 10. The value will get assigned to self dot val. Self is a reference to the current object, means it is the object or variable. This self dot val is a variable of current object. Okay, so that's why it is also known as object variable also. Okay, now next line we are going to print the value of our val variable, which is 10. In this way we got the output like this. With reference to this particular program, I want to start with the very first concept of today's lecture, which is class variable and object variables. Now what is meant by class variable and object variable? Actually basically these variables are of two types, class variables and object variables. As the name suggests, class variables are owned by the class and object variables are owned by the object. So what is the special meaning of this class variable and object variable that we are going to see? Just listen me carefully. If a class has n objects, then there will be n separate copies of the objects variables, as each object will have its own object variable. It means if in my class I have created n objects, then there are n separate copies of the object variables, and as each object will have its own object variable. Okay, the second feature, the object variable is not shared between the objects. So means the object variable of the particular variable we can't share with the another object. Next, a change made to the object variable by one object will not be reflected in another object. Means the object variable, means the particular object change the value of the object variable, then it will not get reflected in the object variable of another object. So the next feature is, if a class has one class variable, then there will be one copy only for that variable. All the objects of that class will share the class variable. It is just opposite as that of the object variable. See, next feature is, since there exists a single copy of the class variable, any change made to the class variable by an object will be reflected in all other objects. So what you understood from these features, class variable and object variables are ordinary variables that are and objects namespaces respectively. Now we'll see the actual difference between the class variable and the object variable in this particular program. Okay, just see this program. In this program we have taken one class, that class is ABC. In that class I have taken one variable, class underscore var is equal to 0. It is a class variable. Class variable is always declared or initialized outside method definition, okay, before the starting of your class definition, or during the class definitions first line we can initialize our class variable, okay. So this class underscore var is equal to 0 is the class variable. Next, def init, it is the method of our class. It is one of the member of our class, init method. In that init method, the self is the reference to the object and var is the parameter of init method. Then we'll see the execution of that init method. We know when we can call the init method, or is it necessary to manually call the init method? No. So once we create the object of our class, the init method will get called automatically. So as per the rule, if I create the object of my class obj1 is equal to abc in bracket 10, means I have created obj1 object for abc class by passing some value, the value which is passed. Now once we create the object, the init method will get called, okay. Now from this line the control transfer towards init method call, okay. Now during object creation I have passed one parameter 10. That 10 will get catched by this var variable, and the self is a first parameter which always refers to the current object of our class, and our current object is obj1. So now self points to or refers to obj1, okay, because our current object is obj1. Now the value of var is 10, okay, this is 10. Now the first line of init method is abc dot class underscore var plus equal to 1. This is compound operator. Plus equal to 1 means that a plus equal to 1 means what? A is equal to a plus 1. This rule we know, okay. So if so what is the meaning of this line? abc dot class underscore var is equal to abc dot class underscore var plus 1. So what is the value of abc dot class underscore var? So what is the meaning of that abc dot underscore var class underscore var? That we have to see first of all. This abc is a class name, and this class underscore var is a class variable, and there is a dot operator between the two things. So abc is class name, means we are accessing the class variable by using class name. So in this way, if you want to access the class variable, use the class name and dot operator. So this is the rule. Now what will be the value of this abc dot class underscore var? It becomes 1. The previous value is 0, so 0 plus 1 is 1. So final value of abc dot class underscore var is 1, okay. Now the next line is self dot var is equal to var. Now what is this self dot var? Self dot var is the object variable that already I told you in the previous program. So var, that means we are going to initialize the value of our method, which is 10, which is stored in var variable, to self dot var. What is this self dot var? The self dot var is nothing but the object variable of obj1, because now currently self points to the object o1, means of obj1, because our current object is obj1. So self points to or refers to obj1, and self dot var means it is the object variable of obj1, okay. What is the value of object variable of obj1? It becomes 10, okay. Now print, what is the value is var, so var is 10, okay. And here the value of the class variable is abc dot class underscore var, it is 1. That already we have calculated, okay. So now so like this, obj1 is equal to abc10. I have created two another objects, obj2 and obj3. What is the final output? So like obj1, it will again, so when you create the object 2 or obj2 for the same class by passing different parameter, again it will execute the same init method for second times, and for next time it will execute the same method for third time, okay. So some rules I have already told you. If a class has one class variable, now our class has one class variable, okay, then there will be one copy only for that particular variable. All the objects of that class will share the class variable. Means here our objects are three. Okay, we have three objects, obj1, obj2 and obj3. All these objects will share the copy of this particular class variable. So first of all, obj1 change the value of class variable to 1, then obj2 will change its value to 2, and obj3 will change it to 3. Means the same class variable will get shared by all the objects of our class. Okay, and this feature we know. So we'll see the output. So once we have created obj1, the output is, or the object value is, means the output of this line is 10, and the abc dot class underscore var, which is 1. So for next time, if I create the obj2 or a second object, again it with the same init method. Now the output of this object value is 20 because we have passed 20. What about this? It will get changed. Okay, it was 1, it becomes 2. Okay, what about object 3? The obj or the var is 30 and the class variable is become 3. Okay, now what is the conclusion of this particular program? We have a class variable class underscore var, which is shared by all three objects of the class. It is initialized to 0, and each time an object is created, the class underscore var is incremented by 1. Okay, so this is the conclusion. Since the variable is shared by all the objects, changes made to class underscore var by one object is reflected in another object. Okay, so note that the class variable is accessed using the class name followed by the dot operator. This is also important thing. Okay, so this conclusion we can conclude from this particular point. Okay, so this is very simple concept, and this program shows the differentiation between the class and object variables. Okay, now we can consider the another case in which the name clash may occur. Okay, so this is the small concept, or this is the you can say another case from the same concept. Okay, already we have seen that one use of class variable or class attribute is to count the number of objects created. Means our class variable can count the number of objects we have created. Okay, another important use of such variable is to define constant associated with the particular class or provide default attribute values. Okay, so the next case that we are going to discuss here, which is nothing but this program. In this program, observe there is a class number. Okay, the class variable is e1 is equal to 0, which is a class variable. The class method is check. Here init method is not there. Okay, it is not compulsory to take init method each time. Here we are taking the check method. Okay, in check method, self is first parameter that we know the rule, and the second parameter is num. Okay, the rule we will see at the time of execution, the code we will see at the time of execution. The another method is e1 underscore var, or another the first parameter is self, another is num. The code we will see at the runtime. Okay, now here I have created the object n is equal to number, and I have not passed any parameter during the object creation. Okay, now n is equal to number. We know once we create the object, but then with the help of that object we can access any member of our class. Now there are three members in our class. First member is class variable, and remaining two members are class methods. First method is check, another method is e1 underscore odd. Okay, now what we have done here, we have accessed one method e1 underscore odd by passing some parameter 21 with the help created. Okay, now once we call that method, the control transfer towards method's first line by passing some parameter 21 will get cached by num, and self of that method will points to n. Okay, now it will start the execution of that particular method. In that method there is another call to the another method, which is check method, with the help of self parameter, which is a reference to the n. Okay, so now from this line again control pass to the method's first line by passing one parameter. That parameter is num, which is 21 that we have catched here. Okay, now that 20 will get that check method will throw the value of num, that this num will cache it, again this num becomes 21, it is a num of check method. Okay, now it will execute the definition of that check method. What it will do, it will check the value of num is completely divisible by 2. It mod 2 means what, it will gives the remainder 0. So 20 num is 21, here mod operator is there and 2 is there, so 21 mod 2 is not 0, so the condition become false, so it will not execute the internal code. Okay, and what will do, it will come towards the next line, if in bracket it will check what is condition, self dot e1 is equal to 1. No, self dot e1 is equal to 1, the condition is false, so automatically it will execute the else part. The else part is num is odd, num is 21, so it will put that output. Okay, but here if you observe, the e1 variable is nothing but the class variable. Okay, so this is our class variable and this is object variable that we have taken directly. Okay, this self dot e1 is object variable and this e1 is class variable. Names are similar, so this is the case where clashes of naming is there. So in this case, note that program we had a class variable e1 with value 0. We had set an attribute of the object which has the same name as the class attribute, means self dot e1. Okay, means this one and this one and this one. Okay, this object variable and class variable are having the same name. Okay, in this case, so here we are actually overriding the class attribute, means e1 with an instance attribute or object attribute, means here we are actually overriding the class variable with an object variable. Okay, or with object variable. The object variable will take precedence over the class variable. If we create two objects of number class, our class is number, if we create two objects of our class, then both the objects will have their own copy of e1 variable. Okay, changes made in one object will not be reflected in the other, but this is not true for a mutable type attribute. Okay, so this may be the another sequence if there is a clashes between the variable name. So in this case you can apply this concept. Okay, so in this way we have covered our very important concept, which is class variable and object variable. Okay, so in next lecture we are going to start with the next point, which is public and private data members. Okay, maybe in next video we will finish this fifth unit. Okay, read just see this video again and again, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. Okay, good luck, bye.